Alright, so I'm Lewis,
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ashley. I'm Emily.
and today we'll be talking about buying American. So what does it mean to buy American? Buying American means purchasing American-made products. And today we'll be talking about how buying American has an effect on the economy, job creation, human rights, and environmental issues.
So first we're going to start by talking about economy. There's a few terms here. Free trade means international trade left by their own natural course. NAFTA is North American free trade agreement by Canada, Mexico, and USA. When we have a free trade market in a product, we don't have no tariffs and not a specialization. This is an example. Protectionism is government intervention with tariff, import quota, government subsidy. When we have a product, we specialize. When we specialize is when we have that competitive advantage. The competitive advantage is when we have the low cost of a product. So product with specialization, we're gonna use protectionism. I'm gonna show you graph showing an example of free trade. This is the USA market. You can a product. The free trade. When we have free trade, we can see the consumer surplus and the producer surplus. The producer and consumer surplus is the extra benefit the producer and buyer gain when we have a free trade. We can see the consumer surplus, the producer surplus decreases. First it was here, but with the import price, the producer surplus decreases. And this here is the decrease of the producer surplus. So maybe the industry may lose jobs because of the import price. So if consumer buy less expensive foreign good, worker who produce that good domestically might lose their job. If a country wants to develop their own industry, the government, to protect the business, will impose a tariff. The tariff is going to be the import price plus the tariff. So that is going to cause that the producer surplus increases, and that they will gain a tariff revenue. That tariff revenue is for the government and for the producer surplus. So the economy with the protectionism is going to maintain the economy in the market.
Alright, so I'll be talking about how job creation in America is affected by buying American. When people buy American-made products, it leads to what is known as reshoring. Reshoring is when manufacturing jobs that are once lost to overseas move back to America. The Boston Consulting Group conducted a survey and estimated that between 2.5 million to 5 million new manufacturing jobs will return to America by the end of this decade. In addition, due to all the new manufacturing jobs that will be created, 600,000 to 1.2 million new jobs will be created in services such as retail, transportation, logistics, and transportation. Also, by supporting small businesses in America and buying their products, it will lead to job creation in America. Small businesses are responsible for 2/3 of all the newly created jobs in America. So as small businesses grow in America, so will the job creation. And next, Jonathan will be talking about human rights.
So here I'm talking about human rights. You guys probably already know how bad it is in other places. So the pros would have to be the prices, not decrease, but prices are cheaper because they're made outshore for cheaper prices of materials cheaper items, cheaper work, and all that stuff. And another benefit here in the US, we actually have rules and regulations for human rights versus like work hours, ages, and working conditions. We have like regulations and standards. The cons are, other places don't have those nice things, such as safety concerns, too many working hours, forcing child labor, hazardous conditions, and environmental impacts. Here we have, I should say, in other places, factories are worse than US prisons, basically because you're exploiting children to work for long hours in hazardous conditions. Might as well adult, you have a little child over there, with a whole future ahead of his life. Then you have horrible working conditions for everybody, which is terrible. Long working hours, 70-hour long week, that should be fun. Bad living conditions, sewage, open, like, just not healthy conditions at all for a normal human being who's working 70 hours a week with the children being forced to work. And then after extremely low wages on top of all that stuff. And for an example, I have the famous Nike sweatshops. I think all of you probably know about those already. Where the CEO documented reports of people being paid 14 cents a day, an hour, so many different people use paying whatever, because over there they make like 2 cents an hour. Very poor working conditions in Indonesia, which is basically where the most Nike sweatshops are located. Then you have some clothing lines made by Nike were forced by child labor in dangerous working conditions. And they have poor living conditions, which live in basically a single cement room, like piled up with other ones. The living areas are open, like open sewage and just dirty, like material, not cleaned, like unhealthy. And after in the common areas, they would just burn like unwanted material and defective goods, like they would burn rubber soles, and you see the kids running around playing with them, and just really bad situations. And you have a short video just showing it all.
We have a mission statement that says to bring innovation and inspiration to every athlete in the world. There's an asterisk on the word athlete, and a footnote that says, if you have a body, you're an athlete. And that connection to what's happening and what could happen really needs to be a part of how we shape our strategy with the company. So we consider the impact of every decision we make. And not only in design, in terms of product, but in the supply chain and everything else that we do, how we run facilities, how we run our business in general. Now we can completely change how shoes are made.
That was just a short video showing how bad it was. That's just a short video as me actually being there and experiencing it. As much as I love Nike, that was just like a really perfect example of this project. And here in the US, we actually do have rules and regulations.
Go up to the arrow. Oh, next to comment. Nope, over instructions. Open with Adobe Acrobat.
As I was saying, Buy American. We actually have rules and regulations stopping all that. Which is the reason why and then after that, we have rules and regulations stopping all that. That's why prices of goods are actually cost more. Importing countries have little to no existing standards, and if they do, lack thereof. They have little standards. Countries overseas have no copyright laws, is where people get their fake Louis Vuitton from. And the U.S. actually has laws as product liability, consolidation, marketing laws, empowerment laws, and labor laws. And now we have the Clean Air Act law.
So I'm going to talk about the environmental impacts of American companies and foreign companies. Foreign companies, if you use foreign companies, it creates a large amount of carbon emissions from transportation with, say, like planes or boats to take materials and the products from, the U.S. to there and then there to the U.S. In America, we have less carbon emissions and have the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency, and it sets laws to protect the environment. And one of those is the Clean Air Act. The Clean Air Act was first created in 1970, and it's revised every once in a while to go with, how things are now. It's a comprehensive federal law that regulates air emissions from stationary and mobile sources. It allows the EPA to create standards to protect the health of the public along with, animals and everything else. And it regulates emissions of hazardous pollutants like carbon and methane, and restricts how much of plastics and everything that's getting burned that affects the atmosphere. So what can you do to help? You can buy more products that were made in the USA. Everything says it on the tags. Don't support companies that outsource their products to, China or Mexico or anywhere else. Encourage other people to buy American. Anybody have any questions?
Questions?